Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf. With me, as always, is Sir William Bush Esquire III, he of DrivingRangeHeroes.com. And I'm Chris McEwen of this YouTube channel and / podcast. Viewers, if you're watching, you should subscribe and hit the bell and like the video and comment on the content. It helps us connect with you a little better, and it also helps with the algorithm. Podcast listeners, subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, rate the show, all those things. And you can find us, you can find Bill at Range Heroes across the social media platforms. And you can find me at Chris McEwen on two of them, Instagram and the TikTok, which I just put up a video today on the talk, and Instagram for that matter. Bill, how's it going, man?
It's going all right. I just want to point out we haven't spoken much in the last few weeks. Been busy boy. Couple few. They mean the same thing. And I opened up. I see Kris pop into the virtual room here and notice. Oh, we have the same hoodie, and I know we didn't before. And I comment to Kris, "Oh, we have the same hoodie now." And he goes, "Okay."
I said, "Okay, cool. How would you like me to respond to that observation?"
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I just got this one. It's pretty new. I'm really excited about it.
If you're wondering, viewers, you probably know this logo by now. It's a Rhoback hoodie. Podcast listeners, I'm wearing a Rhoback hoodie. Do we know the name of this hoodie?
No, I totally forgot. I got it for Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know it either. But if you want to get the hoodie that Bill and I, who's Ben?
My boyhood dog. His name is Ben. My son Liam's not that I should have. I feel like I'm doxing the kid, but his middle name is Benjamin. So that was in your head. That's what was in your head.
Anyways, if you want the same hoodie that Bill and I both own, you can go to Rhoback.com, and if you use code ThatRangeLife15 at checkout, you can get 15% off your entire order. You can get more than just a hoodie. You can get a couple polos. I've got 3. I've got 2 of these. Big fan. I'm wearing their shorts right now. You can't see them. Probably their best product. Next up for me is going to be a nice fall vest, which we've discussed. You're not a vest guy, but I want to give them a shot because I've liked their stuff so far. So why not grab a vest while I'm at it? Because I still have more golf trips to go, William.
Just never ends with you. Never ends.
And then I'm leaving the country twice. Getting out of here.
Chris, the life that is Chris McEwen, folks. While we're on the Rhoback topic, I just had to check. I feel like next I'm up for I want an orange hoodie, and it looks like they do have one. The Spotter hoodie.
Ooh, that's a good one. That is a good one. I was eyeballing that. We might have 2 matchy matches. I would like one more hoodie, but more of a solid pattern. Right now I have 2.
That's where I was.
The cloud one, and I've got the speckled one here.
The prints are just too irresistible. But then I've gone on this big shift, like the solid hoodies. And the reason I am slightly distracted is because I'm on the Rhoback.com website looking at the Spotter and adding it to my list, my want list here, because the solid hoodies are just sharp.
They're nice. The clean ones, they're nice and clean, and they look really good. Yeah, and I wear them when I do go down to Louisville and I head into the office. I'm usually wearing those, and so I need something solid so I can mix and match a little bit more.
Are you familiar with Nicky Cass of John Boy Media and his own fame before that?
Never
Internet guy, big Instagram following, big TikTok.
Okay.
John Boy Media was a baseball guy out of New York and went viral with lip reading. His YouTube thing took off. They're huge.
Okay.
And Nicky Cass is part of their group now, and he's very funny. He's Nicky Meats is one of the Rhoback polo shirts. He's a big Rhoback guy, but he has one of these characters. He does a lot of like bit characters, and one of them is it Mike Belafonte for your Belafonte power washers and gutters, and he did like a row back ad where he's like, if don't look whack, get row back. And I'm like, that's pretty good, Nick.
It's pretty clever.
So don't use his code. Use that range like 15.
No. Yeah. Use
don't look
that,
whack.
Yeah.
Get a row back.
Yeah. Well, still his tagline, but use our code. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
hey, I've been saving this for I was in person show or not, but for you before I throw it away, for you to talk about. So as we've talked about here on That Range Life, I show sometimes about golf. Let me see if I can spit the name of it out. I haven't been doing this for 3 years plus. We've talked about in the past. I have pet turtles, and I'm a turtle aficionado. So for those who may not know, being a reptilian pet owner can get expensive very fast. And, you go through very important supplies on a regular basis. So there's this little thing called Amazon, which tends to have the better pricing in the world. And you can, conveniently get stuff without leaving your home and all this stuff. Sure. So I've historically gotten my basking lamps from Amazon.com.
A heat lamp for the layman.
Right. So they can get up out of the water. That's how they, they get important vitamins from it. That is how they grow it helps them shed their scale. They're not their scales, but their skin, as well as their shell pieces.
Right. As the shell grows, it's the whole thing.
Correct. Right? Yeah. They got it like a snake, right?
I had a turtle when I was a child. His name was Myrtle the turtle.
Yeah. I never knew this, and we could have been bonding over that. Yeah. I was just okay, cool.
Yeah, I read a book. I read the book Myrtle the Turtle, and I was like, I'm in. I want a turtle.
Sign me up. And it was the worst pet commitment you ever made.
Oh, my parents, God bless them. Yeah, they didn't know what they were getting into when they purchased and gifted me Myrtle.
It is the worst. So anyway, I've historically ordered heat lamps from there just because A, I don't have to go out and get them. B, I can get like 6 at a time at a pretty good price.
Sure.
Cool. So Amazon Prime them like I always do. They come in this. Is 3 2-packs equaling 6. Sure. And I ordered also a bulk bag of reptile turtle food because I have 4 turtles, so I need the big bag. God. Just want you to listen real quick.
No, that's right to you? That's not great. No, that is not great.
That's how my heating lamps came.
Were they? That was how they were wrapped. They weren't in another box.
They were in a box.
And they still got destroyed.
Makes me think of. Do you remember the scene in Ace Ventura when Nature Calls, where he's like disguising as a UPS driver, and he has the box that it's just getting hit with the elevator doors, and he realizes it's it, and he like throws it. And it just has the like shaky glass sound. I'm like, that's exactly what I have going here. I haven't even opened it, whatever. And the best part was when I filed the claim for it, they're like, you don't even need to return them. We're just going to give you your $37, whatever it is, back.
Right. Right. It sounds like you have a box of nails or something in those things. It's not even.
Because I brought the box down in the basement where the turtle tanks are, and when I found this, I said, "Well, I'm just going to leave it here for a show bit." But I thought it was. I mean, it just sounds so funny.
Oh, those are super broken. Yeah, you have 1,000 light bulbs. None of them work in those boxes. Who tends to the turtles while you and the fam are out of town? You just left for a little while. Like who? So
little known fact, your turtle does not need to eat every day, and they shouldn't. They don't eat a ton. And I can hear how people getting all worked up now. They can go long periods of time without being fed, and you don't want to overfeed them.
What's a long period of time? Like a day?
No, so like they say like only feed them 4-ish times a week, so every other day or whatever. But they can go, like 2 weeks.
You know, that's the problem. I was feeding Myrtle every day. I probably killed him through food.
You could, if you did like a little bit every day, as opposed to like a full feeding. Here you go. Here's some turtle feeding tips, folks. They say the amount you should be giving your turtle to eat, and you shouldn't be giving it like worms and stuff, because as they get older, they like a more vitamin D, a calcium green diet. They don't eat meat and what have you. So that's why people do the turtle pellets, whatever. It's enough to fill essentially their head. That's how much you give them in a feeding.
Oh, wow.
And before someone comes in and goes nuts with me, I have had turtles my whole life, and I have gone to herpetologist doctors, vets for my turtles, and that is the clear direction I've been given throughout the years.
How old are your turtles?
One's at least when did I graduate college? So one's got to be 25-ish. Jesus Christ. I've been out of college that long.
So is he a vegetarian? Is the old guy a vegetarian?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's only salads. He's straight lettuce.
Well, it's funny that one was a rescue, and I got it when I was about 5. And you could tell the story I was told was some older couple had it. Yeah. And like, hey, we can't do the turtle anymore for one reason or another. So got it from this other guy, reptile guy. Yeah, I know.
It's a really lame superhero name, Reptile Guy.
Excuse me. It's one of the greatest Mortal Kombat characters of all time. You just dropped the guy. It's Reptile. Which is Reptile is a regular Easter egg at driverangeheroes.com and within reviews and blogs, just so you can.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Right. A reptile. That's a common one. I want to say Sub-Zero of Mortal Kombat fame also.
Of course. Right.
And another common theme in driverangeheroes.com Easter eggs is it can be none more blacker.
Oh, yeah.
From Spinal Tap.
Right.
So you'll find that Easter egg. And these brake pads are really cool.
Right. Well, yeah, I know that one. I know that one. Yeah, for sure.
But anytime I
got to get you down here. We got to go to the beercade down here. We got to go down to headquarters because they've got all the Mortal Kombat, like old arcade style games.
Yeah.
And we can just mash buttons and drink beers. It's a
Mortal Kombat 2 in the arcade after my indoor soccer games as a kid. We just play your game, go get a slushie from the concession stand and go waste like $3 on Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah. All the games here are free. You just buy beer and you just play games.
Yeah, sold.
It's the most beautiful thing in the world. I was just there last weekend via our Death by Golf weekend, and my buddy flew in from out of town to play because I was whining to him that none of my in-town friends, although Adam played 54 with us, I think, all told. He played Friday and Saturday, which I was impressed. But we went over there and played NBA Jam for like, I don't know, an hour.
Mm-hmm.
An hour. We just went through every duo. We went through every pairing.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That's a great, excellent selection. Do they have the Ninja, while we're on this topic of turtles and video games and ninjas, do they have the Ninja Turtles arcade game?
It's a good question. They have so many. I bet they do. I mean, they've got first they've got rows and rows of pinball, which is awesome. They've got Burger Time. They've got Paperboy. They've got all the Mortal Kombats. I'm sure they've got, especially now, I feel like Ninja Turtles have had this resurgence.
They got a new movie coming out.
Yeah. Produced by like Seth Rogen or written by Seth Rogen or
something like that. Yeah, I'm so excited to see it just because I love the Ninja Turtles. We've even picked up some of having small children in my house, some of the movie swag. In fact, young William today got himself a Ninja Turtles t-shirt when he was with my parents out shopping.
Oh yeah. Nice.
So I was excited to see that. Here's an idea. Go down in the comments below. Speaking of barcades and our favorite video games, what have you, leave a comment on your favorite arcade video game.
Yeah, if you want me to go look, ladies and gentlemen, if you want me to say, I will go to headquarters and I will search for whichever game you wonder if they have. They've got some bubble hockey, which is cool. Mm-hmm. They have pole position, which usually they have off-road, those super cool games. They have it all. It's beautiful. It's 2 blocks from my house, if not less.
And or your favorite Mortal Kombat character to play with.
Right. Right. I would prefer if
I love playing with Sonya Blade and Johnny Cage. Like, no, you don't.
If I were a Mortal Kombat player or character, who would I be? And do it for Bill too.
Oh, I like that.
Is there a little tiny guy? Is there a little tiny hairy guy that takes cheap shots and punches guys in the balls and stuff? Because that would be me. And then runs away.
No, but Liu Kang was pretty sweet, and he was tiny.
Yeah, that's true.
But he wasn't.
That's true.
He wasn't hairy though.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like playing with Baraka, with his arms turning into big swords. Like he could do some damage. I liked Baraka a lot. Mortal Kombat 2, Liu Kang was pretty tough to beat. I mean, you always want to play with Reptile, Sub-Zero, and or Scorpion.
Sub-Zero is my go-to for sure. Anyways, should we talk about golf of any kind? Did you hold a garage sale? Did you have a garage sale in your house?
No. And I remember putting this on here sort of, and I don't remember exactly why, but we're going to have, I don't know, maybe, but there's plenty to talk about around this. I don't know if you know this. I have a lot of garage golf clubs.
Yeah, I've seen.
And I have tons that I'm like, I just want to get rid of for one reason or another. And it's not like I'm like, oh, we got to sell these for thousands of dollars. Like it's stuff I got at Goodwill, planned didn't come together. Whatever. Right. And there's some like legitimate, really good stuff in it. There's some stuff that's not really good and whatever. So, I was made aware that my children talked my parents into having a garage sale to sell things at. And my mom's always like clearing out the house, whatever. She's obsessed with that, and God bless her for it. And I was like, you know what? I got an idea. I want to sell some golf clubs in this garage sale, knowing like who's going to come buy it, whatever. Right. And I do think the like raging golf fans aren't going to come and find like, oh, McGregor LFF from 1952. Like you're not going to find that in there. But someone be like, oh, a set of McGregor RX2s. These are cool, or whatever. You know, some random club that catches their eye for $3 to $5.
Do you need money? Do you need money, Bill?
No, I need to get rid of.
Just take them back where you got them. Just put them in a bucket, that giant trash can. Just put a free sign on them and let people just have them.
No, because it's just fun. I want to see what happens.
A garage sale is the worst thing.
It's not in my house.
I know, but still, God, like,
no,
I guess that's fair. You don't have to sit there and wait for people to come up and then haggle you on this used thing. Like, I think
one way or another, I do, because my children want to sell wares in it and do it. So I think one way or another. No, but then you say, okay, well, then sit there and sell your crap. Yeah, you think
I'm not partaking in that.
Well, I got news for you. I probably am.
A little insight into my parenting. Like,
yeah, no kidding.
If you want to do have at it.
So I think I'm gonna. It's gonna be a major point of our family's weekend anyway. I'm like, all right, well, let's see what happens. I think I'm gonna put like. To your point, if they don't sell, I don't care. I'll just bring them back to Goodwill or whatever.
Right.
And I'll be like, hey, so many dollars a golf club, unless otherwise marked, 2 for some lower price. See what happens. And it's not that I think like, oh man, I'm going to liquidate 1,000 golf clubs that day. I'm more just curious,
right, of which golf sickos show up and know their stuff.
And because I'm not going to do a good job getting this well advertised around to the nut jobs who are going to want it, who care about it.
Right.
So it's going to be random stumblers. And of the random stumblers, what are people interested in, and what, if anything, gets taken? So
I'm fascinated to.
Well, clearly you're not. You just poop.
Oh no, I don't. I would never do it. I would never do it. Just to be very clear, I would never do a garage. You could never. There's no way.
Well, I think future content we might have to do, because I've seen this before too. You see a garage sale sign in your neighborhood and you can follow it to the garage sale.
Not my neighborhood.
You know what I'm saying? I know you know this. Right. I've seen it where instead of a garage sale sign, it was golf sale, and you go to get some guy. And all they had were golf things out, and I never went to any of them. And sure enough, you'd run into someone like, "Oh, I went to the golf sale," and I'm like, let me guess, there's a bunch of junk. Yeah,
I mean, I thought that's what we did when we went to the Chicago Golf Show. I mean, that's essentially a garage sale.
Correct, but I think future content might be funny for us.
You want us to go like hunting, like golf club hunting?
Stage a golf sale and see what happens. See who we get.
Oh yeah, and then when Adam shows up, Adam shows up. I was gonna say Grant, but probably not Grant. But who's our club champion, pal? Our former club champion. He's starting a new. Yeah, Jake. He's starting a new thing that looks pretty fun too. He'll show up because you have a set that he's dying to have.
Oh, that's not going on. Well, no, that in the golf sale that could go in there because we'll price differently, but we could put in whatever our advertisement for the golf sale. We could put the Seinfeld interesting trades considered.
Yes. Oh God. Yes, for sure.
Some guy shows up with
come with your best offer.
Yeah, like a set
golf or non-golf.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Non-golf probably preferred non-golf.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I probably have more to say about the. Yeah, you're out of focus, but
God damn it! This camera. Oh, there we go. Okay.
There you go. Side note: speaking of what you just ran into there, I was watching Street League took place in Tokyo this past weekend, and there's this when we went to Street League in Chicago, one of the camera guys was wearing a Justin Fields jersey, and he would like on his board with his like backpack and a camera going across the the park filming these guys in Tokyo. He's wearing the Justin Fields jersey again. And so the guy caught my eye and I'm watching him and it's not his shot every time. So he's like in the shot doing stuff oftentimes. Sure. And I didn't even think of this as a thing, but it totally makes sense because I'm not a big production guy. As you know, he has his camera. But it's not just holding the camera and shooting things. Like he's thinking, like, what can the shot do? The technology of the camera,
right?
And I see him just standing there, like, what is he doing? And he's just going like this and right in front of the lens. And I was like, oh, he's getting it to focus on his hand. Yeah. So then he takes his hand away and he gets like a real dramatic whatever.
Right. He's building himself a transition. That's a really good move. Yeah.
Look at these guys.
Instead of going to manual focus, the easy thing to do is not easy, but the smart thing to do is leave it on auto and then make it focus.
I imagine when you're riding on a skateboard with a backpack and you're
not going to manual focus.
The more help you have, the better. Mm-hmm. But so you just going like this.
Good catch by you, though. Good catch by you to figure that out.
It's pretty exciting. To A, know what's going on. B, let that guy. Credit to you. Credit to you.
Yeah.
All right. So hey, we're a golf show. We've talked about cameras and skateboarding and turtles and garage sales.
We didn't even get to the orcas. You have orcas? Are they attacking boats? In your feed? Is that because that's the vinyl that's the viral thing that's happening these days is orcas are attacking boats.
I don't know if like we talk about often on the show, you click the one thing and next thing you know it's everything you have. I don't know if I clicked on one of those attacking boats posts or whatever. I feel like
if you watch something for more than 3 seconds, the algorithm's like, he's into it. Give him more. Yeah.
And just loaded me with orca content. It makes sense, right? Not all there's like different types of orcas, just like, you have Italians, Germans, Spaniards, Americans, right? No difference with the orcas, and they have slightly different physical attributes and what have you. So I'm learning a ton about orcas and different parts of the world. And then I stumbled upon via the algorithm a guy they call Orca Man. And he's just a guy who's like researched and studied orcas. He's probably our age-ish. No, he's younger. I don't know if he's how big his following is, but I clicked follow. He's fascinating. I've learned so much.
Wait, what's his name? What's his name?
I think Orca Man. It might be like _Orca_man on Instagram and the TikToks. I can't remember for sure. But man, of all the things to hit our algorithms, guitar stuff, music stuff, skateboarding stuff, these stuff you hear us talk about on the show all the time. Orcas. Orcas. So if you're like, what are you looking at on your phone? Endless feeds of orca stuff that's suggested. And now it's like for every one thing you do follow, you get 6 suggestions of some
Oh
sort.
yeah, if you followed the Orca Man, you're done. You'll never see anything more. I followed I followed Mike Birbiglia on TikTok, who's a comic, and ever since, just bit after bit after bit after bit across the board on comedians, which I'm not going to complain about because it's like, it's they're funny humans, but I don't know. I'd like to watch some other stuff. I have to go find things.
At some point, you can only take so much. I just flew in and boy, are my arms tired. What's the deal with airplane food? And you're like, okay, I'm good.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I like the Birbiglia. I don't know if you ever listen to any Birbiglia. Birbiglia is a storyteller. He's just like a funny dude who tells stories. And so that's the sort of comic I get. So, Mark Maron, I get a lot of his stuff. Who are the other dudes that are, and women for that matter, but like not so much that sort of observational humor.
I more meant it as a sense of this. It's just too much of anything. Like,
yeah.
It's funny, and now it's like none of it's even funny to me. Like, hey, it's a zany guy,
right?
But like normally, I would if I ingested your content in the format which you were hoping I were to do so, it would be very funny. But I'm just so like I can't take another.
Yeah, Pete Holmes. Pete Holmes is another one that just constantly shows up, but he's really good. He must have a person that's running his social media because he just look at him. He's not a social media guy, but he does a really good job posting some really great stuff, and it's all in promotion of his current tour, which is well done. But
he had Noel Gallagher on his podcast many moons ago, and it was because two worlds that you shouldn't collide.
Yeah, never. Right. Yeah.
And it was really good. I mean, when I say on his podcast, I mean, this was maybe 10 years ago. Yeah.
I'd say he doesn't even do a podcast anymore. He did, what was it? Crashing, his show Crashing, which was incredible. He did have a show from it. Did you ever see his Batman when he does Batman?
No.
Oh my God, dude. I'm going to start sending you his bits when he does Batman. Cause it's
what was
the
it?
Dumbest thing ever.
What was that show he had on IFC where it was like a talk show and Reggie Watts was like the guy in the window?
That's when he did. I'm pretty sure that's when he did his Batman bits.
What was that show called?
God, I don't know.
Leave a comment down below. Let us know.
Someone tell us what Pete Holmes' random indie show was that ran probably for 6 months or something.
It was on a while. It was on a good bit. But that was when IFC was running hot though, like Portlandia.
Yeah. God, Portlandia is so good. Put a bird on it.
All right. So anyway, you played a lot of golf.
I did play a lot of golf. Let's get to the golf.
Can we also be clear? You weren't supposed to be in this area. So once, I was like, he's going to be down south and I'm not going to get, all right. I made my golf plan. If you didn't pivot and we're always going to be here, I would have played.
Yeah, I know you would have.
Okay, just making sure.
I didn't give you a hard time about it. I understood that it was a very fluid situation because it started out as me. Yeah. Where did it start out as me going? Lasonia? Lasonia was first.
But then you pivoted to Galena.
And then I pivoted to Galena. They couldn't meet my demands. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to stay local. And that's when I reached out to my buddy who is in Florida. He's one of the ORGT guys who I met in Arizona. But he happens to be in Florida right now. And I was like, dude, he is unencumbered. I think I talked about this. He's unencumbered as I am. And I was like, man, I wish you lived over here. I have this golf itinerary set up and it's all some of my favorite golf courses in Chicagoland. And he's like, bet. I'm coming. I was like, all right. So he bought a plane ticket and he flew in and stayed Friday to Monday. So Friday we played Harborside late in the afternoon. Adam Unfiltered joined us. And I got to tell you, man, so they're starting to fill in some of the potholes, which is nice. And I don't know, because I'm sure it's because I play there often, but I played that course, Port specifically, because that's the one I usually play. I play that course really well. It just agrees with me. I like it. It's fun. So we did Port on Friday. Then Saturday we did 36. We went up to Prairie Landing. And then as we came back towards the city, we hit the Preserve And then Sunday we did Thunderhawk. God, Thunderhawk. And then we did Sunset Valley in Highland Park with intern Grant and a buddy of his. And then I played again. We took Monday off, and I played again Tuesday. I played Harborside late Tuesday, and then I played Schaumburg with Adam Unfiltered again on Friday. So it ended up being 7 rounds in 7 days, basically. But yeah, it was really, I mean, all those courses are great, right? I mean, I still think we got to get you up to Highland Park and play Sunset Valley. I think you'll really like it. It's an older course, and it might be between that and maybe walking. Well, we played Schaumburg for less than $70 with a cart. And that's a pretty good price. It's a pretty good deal for that golf course. Mm-hmm. The greens were a little chewed up because it was late in the day. Same thing with, Meadows or whatever it's called in Addison. What is it called?
Preserve.
Preserve was really chewed up too, but it was late in the day and it was wet. It rained all weekend, but even still, Sunset Valley, man, for $50 to walk, probably maybe 65 to ride. That is quite the little secret golf course up in the North Shore there.
Well, not really anymore. Impressed. It's not a secret anymore.
Yeah, it's. I'm waiting for it to have its moment. I feel like Mount Prospect has had its moment, where everyone's talking about Mount Prospect. I don't know.
I feel like Sunset Valley. I've never played it. I've always wanted to. It looks great. I need to do it, but it's got to be something to do with like location that kills it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's just not like easily accessible, or people
not for you.
I'm just thinking of why the general public doesn't go there as much in general.
I don't know.
Say general a lot.
It used to be. So I played it they did a full renovation on it, right? They closed it down for a year, I think, if not longer. But I played it pre-renovation, and it sucked. It was a bad golf course. Trees that had no business being there. They were old. It was just a bad golf course. Post renovation. So I don't know if it still has that sort of reputation and people just have written it off. Maybe. But after the renovation, it's quite the gem. It is really just quite the gem. And for the city kids like Grant and I, we can shoot up the Edens, go north up on the Edens and be there, I don't know, 30 minutes. It's not too bad. And you can't get anywhere. You can't be in the city limits and drive somewhere in 30 minutes, let alone a good golf course. But yeah, but it was a really, really, really fun weekend. Let me tell you though about Thunderhawk, and this will be the only time I ever discuss Thunderhawk, because after this moment, it is a round that never happened. That's what my buddy Gerald and I are calling it. I'll give you the, oh God. So I'll give you some context around it, right? So G gets in Friday. We go and we play Harborside late that day. We go out for a really nice dinner at Chop House. We go to headquarters and play video games. We get to bed at, 2 a.m, right? We're up at 5:30 because our first tee time is 8:30. We got to leave the house by 7:30 because it's Prairie Landing. It's an hour out.
I don't know how you guys do it.
We did that 2 times. We did that 2 days in a row. So that was Friday to Saturday. Saturday after playing so now we've played whatever it is, 54 holes. Saturday night, even though we kind of took it easy, we went and had Unos. We had some deep dish, went to Green Door down the street, had a couple of drinks. And then we were back at the condo at like 11. But then, this is a guy that I see once a year, maybe twice a year if I'm lucky. So we sat on the balcony and had a couple more beers and just kind of like talked, just had like just boy time, just dude time, just hanging out and talking about life.
Boy time.
Yeah, just kind of hanging out, right? And so we were still up until 1:30 or 2 a.m. And then we did it again Sunday. So we wake up at 5:30 in the morning. We head out to Thunderhawk, which is way, way north, an hour drive north. So we can tee off at 8:30, I think it was, 8:30, whatever. So that all happened before we got to our fourth round of golf. The fourth round of golf, my first shot off the tee, find the fairway, 270, middle of fairway.
Everything seems fine.
Everything seems fine
Right.
until the second shot. The second shot of the day, I couldn't get the ball off the ground, right? I just kind of stung it into a bunker on the left. I still bogeyed it, not terrible, right? Bill, we walked off the course on the 16th hole because we ran out of golf balls.
Oh, wow.
I had full yips. I had full on, could not swing a golf club. My body and brain were completely broken. I'm sure it was fatigue. Well, the beginning of it was fatigue. And then once it started to snowball, I was just broken. I hit a ball, legit, a 90 degree angle off the tee with a driver, almost swung and missed it. I was super, super broken. And so I went through my golf balls, which I only brought 6 because I'm not going to need more than 6 golf balls, for God's sake. I'm a 10 handicap. So I ran out of those and I start going in the G's bag, went through his.
Wait, hang on. Before you go there, I have played enough golf, even as a 10 handicapper. I played enough golf with you to go on any given Sunday, quite literally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't go through 6 golf balls, but hey, one freak hole, another freak hole. Next thing you know, you're down to 2 and you have 14 holes left to play. It's
I got to say, but that hasn't happened to me in a while. That has not happened to me in a while.
You brought that on yourself. You're 6. The
That's
second
fair.
you counted for
fair.
I don't need more than 6.
It's
you
fair.
were dead. Yeah.
But but here's the thing. I played 3 rounds of golf with 6 balls in my bag. I didn't have any more than that. I had 6 balls in my bag. And I played
you were doomed. You were flirting with that fate for 3 rounds.
It was bizarre. It was legit. I can't even explain. I didn't know. It's I didn't know how to hit a golf ball anymore. I didn't know how to swing a club. It was wild.
I believe it with the days and lead up you were having.
Yeah, and then
your body's not responding the way it normally does, and it's just little hair triggers here and there that throw it all off.
And then because the funny thing is, we get done with that round, sort of. We just walk off. We're like, I can't. I'm done. I can't. I was finding a golf ball and hitting the golf ball. I was finding them in the I was out of a golf ball on 14. I'm like, well, I'll just look and find one and I'll play it. It was messed up, man. It was super. It was crazy. Anyways, so then we go to lunch. After that, we head down to Highland Park to play Sunset, and I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen next year. We have lunch, have a beer or two, get to the golf course, meet up with Grant and his pal, and everything's normal again. Just played a totally normal round. It just came back. No range or anything like that at Sunset. They have a couple. So it's not like.
Well, Thunderhawk was your range. That was your
basically,
range session.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. It was. I mean, even G, he's played enough golf with me, and he was like, what is happening? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know what's going on. This is wild. This is crazy. But then we went to Sunset and it was perfectly fine. I'll say this too. Just a couple so we found a couple places. I found a couple places in between.
Well, so wait, hang on. You're moving on from Thunderhawk too quick.
Yeah, because it's so weird, man.
So it's not Thunderhawk's fault. There's no issues with Thunderhawk. You're not
no.
It's
no. And in fact, when we were getting into the car, we're like, well, we clearly have to come back and play this course when we're not possibly still drunk from the morning before or for the night before. And maybe we've had more than 4 hours of sleep, 6 hours total in the 2 days while we've played all this golf, right? Maybe we kick off the weekend at Thunderhawk because Thunderhawk is a fantastic golf course.
Still got to play it.
It's very good. It's really fun if you play it not like I did because it's very kind of resorty. So very wide fairways for the most part, very receptive greens, but still good enough to really sort of make you think through the holes and things, right? There's still some tough carries. There's still some spots you have to hit, and it's always in great shape, just in immaculate shape. The rounds move. Here's the other thing too. We got very lucky with our rounds. The rounds all moved quick, but Thunderhawk, you would think, because it's sort of kind of, I mean, it's out in the middle of nothing. I mean, people from Wisconsin were come down more so than Chicago. But the round moved. Right? It's way further north than Mundelein, I think, right?
I don't know why I thought it was Mundelein.
It's like Beach Park, or I don't know, someone comment below where Thunderhawk is. Bill, look it up. It's something beach, I think. Way up there though. Way like 94 ends. Like the Edens ends and you still keep going north.
Got it.
Anyways, Round Lake Beach? I don't know. Yeah, it's a great course. It's just a haul to get up there. It's just really, really far. But it is fun and it's really nice. Same with Prairie Landing. Prairie Landing, I forgot how good that golf course is.
Yeah.
That is a really, really fun golf course to play. I wish it were closer. It's just so far from me. Just so far.
For me, it's not too bad. It's like just straight down Roosevelt, 25 minutes.
Yeah, you just go straight west?
Yep.
From you? Yeah. No, I mean, it's an hour for me for sure. And that's without traffic or anything, but it's worth it once a year, I would say.
If you're not swinging the club well, when you're playing Prairie well enough, I should say, when you're playing Prairie Landing, and it's a little breezy out there, which a little breezy out there is very breezy like that. Right. It turns into a long day. It can fast.
Be for sure. Yeah. I mean, that's more of it's just like Harborside. I feel like when we were playing Harborside Friday, you've got 70-yard wide fairways ish. I mean, there's some traps and stuff and you've got some landing areas you got to hit, but it's really the wind. That's the biggest factor at that place. And Prairie Landing's the same way for sure.
By the way, locations and getting to them and access aside, 10 out of 10 times I'm taking Prairie Landing over Harborside. 10 out of 10 times. I love that place.
I got to think about that. I'm not going to give you a hot take on that. I don't think I've played Prairie Landing. I played twice now, I think, right? 3 times. We played Prairie Landing together, right? With the sub 70 guys. Was that Prairie Landing?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I played it 3 times. Yeah. If Prairie Landing was where Harborside was, or if they were equidistant, if they were both within, let's just say 40 minutes of me. Prairie Landing is pretty good, man.
Really good food at Prairie Landing too.
Yeah. So we didn't eat there. That's a really good side by side. Cause I do like the golf course. I do like Port a lot. Not the biggest fan of Starboard. I think it's fine, but I like the Port course a lot at Harborside.
There's a hot take of the show.
Yeah.
Hot take of the show.
That's a good, maybe the next itinerary I would like to play both of those on the same day and really get a feel for it. But either way.
That's a long day.
Well, they were long days.
No, I mean Harborside, a full round there, then you got to commute, or other way around.
I would do it the other way around.
Commute. It's that feels like a tough one to piece together. Well,
we were getting home at 9:00 at night.
Well, I mean, you're still going if you're playing 36 holes, and I'm saying that is a big stretch if you're doing a 36. Like
a lot of land, a lot of land we're covering.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the idea behind it, was Prairie Landing. And then on the way back into the city, you hit Preserve and then you get to the city. The same thing, Thunderhawk, and then you work your way back.
Right.
Yeah. So anyways, I found 2 different places for food in between those courses. I think it's in West Chicago called Hawthorne's Place, in between Prairie Landing and the Preserve. And it's got one of the great bar backyards you've ever seen. It's got the big bucket. Instead of playing like beer pong, you're playing like life-size beer pong. You're throwing like basketballs into these giant buckets. They have a wiffle ball field, which was sick. Yeah. And then the other place, I'm going to go back there in Highland Park. When we left Thunderhawk, we stopped at the Broken Tea Brewery with one of the great logos of beers in this area. I'd never been there. Really good beer, really good food, great logo. So I got to go back. We talked to the guy that owns the place and he's like, yeah, we're getting a bunch of swag in, come back in a week or 2. So I'm going to go back up there and try to get myself a a hat or two, maybe a T-shirt.
Man, if only there was you had a golf show that we should record from there.
Well, that's far for you, man. I don't know if I'd make you come all the way to Highland Park to do a show, but I'm in. They would let us do it. It's a great space. They've got a great outdoor space.
I definitely wouldn't do it or put that on the calendar. You're right. I wouldn't do it.
All right. Well, we'll do it. We'll play Sunset and then we'll do a show.
Sold.
All right. I will set that up.
Now,
that was my last weekend.
Don't know when, but we'll do it.
Right. I would like to do it maybe in September. That'd be fun.
Be like, hey, we've been talking about doing this for a few weeks. Sunset, are you still open on December 12th? No? Okay.
Right.
Which, sure.
Right. But yeah, Sunset, I mean, Grant, by the way, Grant is a really good golfer and he's a really fun dude to play golf with. Just for the record, I've only played with him once, and it was the really cold round at COG where we kicked the season off.
Really?
That's the only time I think I've played golf with him.
Did you guys do like a Chicago golf tour around together too?
No,
you guys were going to and then didn't.
No, yeah, but I really enjoyed my time with Grant.
Yeah, I don't know what he said to me once when we were playing. In sort of like shock at competency. I go, Grant, you're young and athletic. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to, like, you should have higher standards for yourself.
Yeah. But I mean, he can hit the ball a ton. He's a mid-handicapper. But he's only playing 2 years or something, right?
Yeah, he'll make quick progress at the rate he's going.
He's going to be good real fast here. I think he still hits his driver too high. We got to figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's not fitted into his driver, is he?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah. His shaft is wrong. I think his shaft is wrong.
Nah, I think it's a swing flaw because I went like he's tried other.
But can't you then? Well, then
low combo things. Yeah, but it's one of those things like if you are so steep down into the ball, like right, it's the way you get the ball.
Well, he hits way behind it. He hits up on it a lot.
Right. So if you do that, like there's a point where like your angle of attack is way too high.
Right.
You could have a Louisville Slugger.
But doesn't he need to be then like at an 8.5 loft? Maybe his head is wrong.
That's what you're sucking into like dynamic loft and blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, if your club's facing this much up, it doesn't matter how much loft you have. It's still a flat thing going straight in the air. And I think to some degree that could be, he's either, and I haven't seen him swing a club in forever. So he's either doing that or, the old, like pinching a sand wedge down on the ball. So it just,
it's pretty close.
Goes
pretty
like
close.
This.
It's pretty close. I mean, but the thing is, it still goes like 290, but he's got no roll, right? Like my ball goes 280, but it rolls for 20 yards. Like his, just like it's like like he's hitting a wedge, but it happens to go forever.
Listen, you guys are just lucky to hit him forward.
Then he shanks, and then he recovers, and then he two putts, and he gets his bogey. Like that's his game. Yeah.
So there you go.
All right. Anyways, that was my adventure. What do you got on the website coming up, William?
This week
you released just today a very exciting, anticipated review of something.
Yeah, post went up yesterday, but I have not been in position to support my website the way I need to. Yesterday, as we're recording, the Fujikura Axiom graphite iron shaft review went up. Very, very exciting one. I already got a comment. Someone's like, how would you compare it to the recoil dart? And I'm like, I can't tell you. I can compare the Fujikura Axiom to any other graphite iron shaft I've ever hit. I still don't know how to really articulate it. The review took me forever to write. It was sort of daunting purely because, and then I feel like I'm saying this is going to come off as like a ton of hyperbole, and I'm like just really pumping its tires. I don't know. I've never hit anything like it in a graphite iron shaft. It's weird because it has Velocore like the Ventus had in it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's tons of stability, but the things that like feel nice and sweet about a graphite iron shaft are also there. I'm not telling you it feels like a steel golf shaft, but to me, it didn't feel like all the things that seem to ever go wrong with me in graphite iron shafts and why I never can stay with them. The science, why, I don't know. Cause I'm big, like there's tons of science in golf, club fitting and getting the right gear. I totally believe that. But at the same time, there's also a lot of like, some things just work because they just work.
I was gonna say, I think Fujikura's got some kind of black magic going on with the Velocore, or how do you pronounce it?
Velocore?
Velocore.
Yeah.
Because anything that has that in it is just tremendous.
Yeah. And
it's crazy.
I've, gotten past honeymoon periods with it to be like, okay, because I've had that before.
Yeah, and it's not fluky. It's not fluky either. Like, it's obviously they've proven it now.
So there's something with the Axiom. I'm not done with it. I think I said it in the review. Like, I'm not telling you it's in my bag, but I'm not done with it. I don't know what that means. We'll see. But it's like it's really good. It's actually really, really good. So go read that review.
Okay.
And then speaking of golf clubs in the garage and garage sale golf clubs, have a post on the Hogan Director irons, which I actually brought out when we went out for your birthday and played some simulator golf. These are absolutely incredible irons, and I was like, you know what, they deserve a post.
Their own love letter.
Yeah, they're really good. So if you want to read about a sweet old, arguably perfect set of irons, go check out that post.
All right, there you go. I just released a video on these new DeProfi speakers that pair up automatically. They sent me 2 of them, which is fun. And so you can put one in each cart and then be a true DJ for everyone in your foursome.
It's a nice little touch.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. And we did a distance testing. You have to watch the video, ladies and gentlemen, to see how far away I could get from the source of the music. But so we did. They
need to integrate walkie-talkie communication and
push to talk like the old Nexel, like bloop, bloop.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be fun.
So if they're watching, do
next
that.
iteration to Profi
V2.
Right. All right. A good show, Bill. It's good to catch up, man. I missed you. It's good to talk. We didn't even talk about your, we talked about my golf excursions, but you went and saw some live music.
Yeah,
I need to hear about.
I got part 2 of vacation starting tomorrow. We can do it next show.
Yeah. When you get back, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. Follow Bill Bush at Range Heroes across the board. Go read all this stuff at drivingrangeheroes.com. And then you can follow me at Kris McEwen, Instagram and TikTok. I look forward to interacting with everyone there. But really, if you're listening to the podcast, definitely reach out to us there. Don't forget to subscribe and rate and review the show. If you're on YouTube, this is really where I spend most of my time. Let's be real. I'm learning piano. I'm watching watching David Letterman videos and sending them to me. So come and comment and let's have conversations over on YouTube. All right. Until next week.
Bye, everybody.
See you.